Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to crack open a nation's budget to figure out how it's trying to solve a truly massive puzzle. How do you balance the needs of the rural heartland with the explosive growth of its cities?
You know, when you really boil it down, this whole thing is a story about people. From the folks who work the land and the sea, to the ones building our future in these massive urban centers.
So here's the big question, right? How does a government use its budget for more than just, spending money? How does it actually architect a real vision for balanced national development? Okay, let's get into it.
So the whole strategy really kicks off in rural India. The idea is to build a solid foundation of resilience and opportunity, and that starts with a really important safety net. Now, at the very heart of this strategy is something called MGNREGA. And this is not just another jobs program. No way. It is a legal guarantee of work, and that makes it an absolutely crucial lifeline for millions of people in rural areas. And when you look at the numbers, wow, they are just staggering. A huge amount of money has been set aside for this program. That alone shows you just how central it is to the government's entire rural development plan. But here's the thing, MGNREGA doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's really just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. It's part of this whole ecosystem of programs designed to improve literally every aspect of rural life. We're talking everything from building homes and roads that work year-round to empowering women and even making sure every single home gets clean, piped water.
All right, so that's the rural side. Now let's flip the coin and look at the other side of this balancing act. How do you feel the engines of urban growth?
As our cities get bigger and bigger, the challenge completely changes. It becomes all about managing that explosive expansion and making sure people have a high quality of life. The focus shifts from creating a safety net to building really robust infrastructure that can support a thriving economy and all those people.
And to tackle these urban challenges, the government has launched a whole range of missions. But these aren't just about pouring concrete. They're about creating cities that are actually sustainable and livable. We're talking about everything from making sure there's clean water and affordable housing to rolling out electric buses and brand new smart city technology. Okay, so we've got these two very different strategies, right? One for the rural areas and one for the cities. But what's the single powerful idea that connects them both?
And this right here, this quote, it is the absolute key to the whole thing. The goal isn't to stop people from moving to cities. It's to make moving a choice, not something they have to do to survive. This is the very heart of the government's balancing act.
So you see what's happening. It's a two-pronged attack. On one side, you strengthen rural India to create a pull factor. You make villages places people actually want to stay. And at the same time, you're getting urban India ready to sustainably manage the growth that still happens.
But this all sounds great on paper, doesn't it? A grand plan. But how in the world do you know if any of it is actually working? Well, that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, a totally new way of thinking about accountability. To make sure these plans actually deliver, the government is changing how it keeps score. It's moving away from just tracking how much money is spent and shifting its focus to what that money actually achieves. Think of it like this. It's a shift from asking, how much did we spend, to asking, what did we actually get done?
And look, this is not just some boring bureaucratic shuffle. This is a huge deal. It's a fundamental shift toward more transparent and accountable government, making sure that every single rupee spent leads to real, tangible improvements in people's lives.
So the blueprint is all there, a detailed strategy for a balanced nation, from the MGNREGA safety net all the way to smart city infrastructure. But it leaves us with this one last, really big question about the long road from policy to prosperity, and what it truly takes to make this vision a reality on the ground for millions of people.